Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're back with Hickman era Avengers, and we're going to cover Avengers issues 38 to 40 and New Avengers 27 and 28, where basically we get this all-out war between S.H.I.E.L.D., the Illuminati, Sunspot's Avengers that's tied to AIM, and the Mighty Avengers. And while all this is going down, we have Thor and Hyperion who have made their own squad and have jumped into the multiverse trying to find the ones responsible for the collapse. So there's a lot to unpack here, so without further ado, let's get into this. So first we start off with Sunspot, who has become a major player in the Avengers side of the Marvel Universe. Not only he has bought out AIM and now he's the owner of it, he has his own Avengers team. So he's also trying to make his move on the Illuminati, also trying to stop the multiversal collapse. So what we discover in these issues first is that Sunspot actually has a spy within the Illuminati, which obviously is Beast. It is actually pretty interesting to see how Hickman depicts Beast and that he's pretty racist towards normal humans. And that basic mutant interests stand head and shoulders above anything else. And we also see Sunspot actually forge an alliance with Cyclops that during this time he was like in his renegade phase, to see if he can help in any way in trying to stop the multiversal collapse. And we get the revelation that Cyclops has a Phoenix egg. I have no idea where this came from, if this was established in any previous story or in the X-Men run during this time, because I stopped reading X-Men during this particular era. But at least for Cyclops, it's his ace in the hole that he's going to be able to use this Phoenix egg to stop the multiversal collapse. Also, Sunspot is able to get Black Widow and Spider-Woman, who are working for S.H.I.E.L.D. during this time, to flip and join his side. Another thing that we also discover in these early issues is that at the beginning of this run, Ex Nihilo had bombarded Earth with these terraforming bombs, so Earth can become this sentient system and have its own defenses. So we had the birth of Starbrand, Pod, Vindicator, and also this whole system was broken thanks to Starbrand and the Avengers, which led to the Builders trying to come and destroy Earth. That all happened in the Infinity crossover. But now we also discover that this whole system created its own army, and oddly enough, it's an army of Shang-Chi's. And now they're all working for Sunspot. Then we cut to Thor and Hyperion, who come across the base of operations of the Black Priests. So what we discover is that they ended up in this place thanks to Night Mask, who was also working with them. He was able to find the Black Priests hidden away within the Superflow, and they went in to investigate this anomaly. So now we have Thor and company going to war against the Black Priests. We get this really awesome moment where Thor during this time was unworthy. He couldn't lift up Mjolnir. He was using that crazy axe that I can't remember the name from Remender's run that can cut up Celestials. When all of a sudden we get the big reveal that he has another Mjolnir, but this one is actually stolen from the Thor that came from that other reality, the evil Thor, which is written down Thorr. And we discover that Odin's son from the 616 universe can lift this hammer up. When all of a sudden we get the big reveal that the leader of the Black Priests is actually Doctor Strange. So for those who don't know, the Black Priests were fighting against the Black Swans, they were fighting against the Cartographers, but they were also destroying Earths. They were viewed as villains by the Illuminati. And we get this monologue by Doctor Strange saying, look, I just took the Illuminati's ethos and took it up to 11. I found my way to the Black Priest, and what they're doing is destroying or cutting off Earths preemptively before they get to the incursion in the first place. But Doctor Strange recognizes to Thor and Hyperion, yeah, I have been doing some really messed up stuff as of late. While all this is going down, we have Doctor Doom with Molecule Man, who's also aware of this whole situation, jumping into the multiverse just like Thor did to see if he can resolve the problem. And finally, we get the main event where we have S.H.I.E.L.D. who have hunted down the Illuminati. This is basically their last stand. They don't want to run anymore. Now, during this time, Steve Rogers was the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he is really pissed off with the Illuminati. Also, Steve Rogers knows that this whole situation is a setup, but he tells Falcon in this whole conversation that he's prepared for any eventuality. We get this really awesome moment where we have Rhodey on the helicarrier and he basically has an army of war machines at his disposal. They all fly down, start the attack. Obviously the Illuminati spring into action. We get some pretty awesome moments with Hulk. And on the other side, Hawkeye shows how much of a badass he is. And then we get this really awesome moment where Steve Rogers had his own Hulk hidden away. So as I mentioned earlier, we had this evil version of Thor where 616 Thor got his new hammer, but also that evil Avengers team had a Hulk on it. He was captured very early in this run and was in S.H.I.E.L.D. custody. Everyone had forgotten about him except for Steve Rogers. And basically now he's dropping Hulk from the helicarrier like a bomb. When out of nowhere, Sunspot and this giant AIM ship pop up. And basically they're trying to stop both sides from fighting. When out of nowhere, Luke Cage's mighty Avengers also pop onto the scene, helping Steve Rogers. When Sue Richards, showing off how OP she is, stops everyone in their tracks. She had been working with S.H.I.E.L.D. during this time, but too obviously, she was a double agent working for Reed Richards, her husband. And Reed Richards actually tells Cap, look, I'm turning myself in, but things are getting really, really bad. There are only 24 realities left. We do have a plan, and it doesn't involve destroying other Earths. But we need to operate without fear of your intervention. Oh, and we have another group jumping around the multiverse, which are real bad news. They're called the Conclave / the Black Order. So Reed tells Steve, look, we can kill two birds with one stone. We know they're going to go to this Earth that has already been purged of life. Also, we discover that Namor was also being a double agent. He had been working with the Illuminati during this time. Namor was like the leader of the Conclave, but things had gotten way too out of hand with them. So the idea was to set off this antimatter bomb on this planet, again with no life, except for the members of the Black Order. Get rid of them and try out this device that would stop the incursion in the first place. And hopefully stop the cascading effect of the multiversal collapse. So everything is set into motion to stop the Black Order / the Conclave. Namor activates the antimatter bomb, and when he's making his move to jump back to the 616 universe, where he encounters Black Panther, who enacts his ultimate vengeance against him. Because during this series, there was this major grudge between Wakanda and Atlantis. They were at war. But Namor directly or indirectly ended up leveling Wakanda at least 2 or 3 times. So Black Panther stops him from returning with a little bit help of Black Bolt. When Black Panther returns to the 616 universe, Steve and Reed are like, you did what? But I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.